everybody. Thank you again for visiting my channel, Past, Present, Future Gnosis. It's your host, Gnosis. And before I get into this article, I want to say I think you appreciate everybody that's taking the time to watch my videos. My videos have been a little bit spread out. I've been dealing with, for my personal issues, when I want to share to you guys also. Been going through a moving process, just settled. I'm in the Middle West now. Before I was in the South, but yes, I'm loving it, man. Just getting accustomed, but just want to guys give you an update. But I will be getting back into weekly videos. And speaking of videos, I just dropped a new video, if you haven't seen yet, pertaining to General Admiral Byrd, the first man to touch Antarctica. And you'd be surprised into what this man knows, because of course, I'll give you guys a little hint. This man was a Mason, and if you know anything about Masons, you know they're not a secret society. They're a society with secrets. So just wanted to point that out. But you should really watch that. There's a lot of Masonic ties to Antarctica, and if you ever wondered why all the secrecy for that place. But anywho, that video is out now. But again, I appreciate you all for being patient with my videos, and promise nothing but bangers will be coming out. But anywho, let's get straight into this article. So now, I have a very interesting article coming out of Popular Mechanics, and it actually derives of, yes, as you've seen here, enzymes can cause the air to generate electricity. Now, this is really interesting because this is going to connect to another person that I want to stress a lot about, but let's get straight into this article now. Researchers just announced the discovery of an enzyme that can convert the hydrogen in the air directly into energy. The enzyme, called HAWK, is both very stable and very efficient, leading to hopes it could be used as a clean source of energy. The enzyme is not being produced at scales useful to humans yet. Key word, guys, yet. But researchers hope to eventually use HAWK as a generator for entirely air-powered mechanics. Now, a quick little insert. You may be trying to figure out, well, what is HAWK? Well, HAWK is an enzyme found in the bacterium Mycobacterium smegades that can convert hydrogen in the air into usable energy. The enzyme allows the bacteria to thrive in extreme and nutrient-pure environments. HAWK is highly efficient and uses narrow hydrophobic gas channels to selectively bind atmospheric hydrogen at the expense of oxygen. The enzyme has potential applications in powering small portable devices, such as biometric sensors, digital clocks, and calculators. So you can see why this is really important to be able to use this and have pretty much free energy. But let's continue with this article here. A team led by researchers from the Monash University Biosyn Discovery Institute in Melbourne, Australia, just discovered an enzyme that can convert air directly into an electrical current. It's called HAWK, and it allows bacteria to get at least some of the energy they need to survive right out of the atmosphere. We've known for some time that the bacteria can use a trace hydrogen in the air as a source of energy to help them grow and survive, including in Antarctica soils, volcanic craters, and deep ocean. Chris Greening, one of the lead researchers of the study, said in a press release, but we didn't know how they did this until now. Often converting the tiny amount of hydrogen to present the atmosphere directly into energy is the job of the extremophiles. I'll continue down as I just explained that. Using an advanced form of microscope called cryo-EM, the team was able to observe the bacteria in great detail, and by studying the movement of the electrons, they found that HAWK alone was able to convert extremely small amounts of hydrogen into electrical currents by oxidizing H2 without allowing the presence of other substances to disrupt the process. And it's really good at its job. Unlike all other known enzymes and chemical catalysts, it even consumes hydrogen below atmospheric levels as little as 0.0005% of the air we breathe. says Rice Grinter, another lead researcher on a project, in the release, Huck isn't just efficient in turning H2 into electricity, it's also stable. It is possible to freeze the enzyme or heat it up to 80 degrees Celsius, and it retains its power to generate an energy. Ashley Crop, a PhD student and another of the lead authors of the study, said in the press, from an energy generation standpoint, this means the enzyme is flexible. It doesn't need to be kept at special temperature under special conditions. To do its work, add to the fact that it is found in common bacteria, so it's also not hard to source. Flexible and plentiful, pretty good traits for a potential source of clean energy to have. The team is clear that they have discovered in the start not a final solution, but a serious potential. The researchers hope to someday see it scaled up and used to entirely power devices using just the air around us. Once we produce Huck in sufficient quantities, Grinter stated, the sky is quite literally the limit for using it to produce clean air. I mean, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, after just reading that article right there, this is clearly shown that we can have sustainable energy. And that's just gonna hurt the ozone layer, nothing. This is energy that we can produce, ladies and gentlemen. And the one thing that gets to me about this free energy is, of course, I have to think of one person, Nikola Tesla in the 1800s. I mean, like, if you just study this man, you can clearly see that this man was onto something just early in the age. And what's more interesting about Tesla that most people won't even tell you is that he was the one who actually invented the AC current instead of the DC current. And what exactly is the AC current? Well, it's the alternative current, is electric current which periodically reverses direction and changes its magnitude continuously with time. In contrast to direct current that we were using with Edison, which flows only in one direction, alternating current is the form in which electric power is delivered to businesses and residents, and is the form of electrical energy that consumers typically uses when they plug kitchen appliances, television, fans, and electric lamp. While the common DC power is a battery cell, we use it for battery cells and the flashlight. So clearly with the AC, it is way more superior to the DC current, as in it was be able to give people energy for away currents. As you can see here, we use it today. Look at the landlines that we use. How do you think we get all these powers of this electrical for everybody so far away? It's because of the AC current. And what's really interesting is that all this was discredited back in time with Thomas Edison and J.P. Morgan, because if you didn't know, Tesla was actually funded by J.P. Morgan, I believe about 15. I'll show you the headline here. But then when they started to get more traction with the AC current, with the DC, that's when you see things started to sway to the left. And I actually have an article to give you more of a gist of that here, as I'll show you here. The Battle of the Titans, how J.P. Morgan and Thomas Edison outsmarted Nikola Tesla. It's very interesting here. The story of J.P. Morgan ended up supporting Thomas Edison over Nikola Tesla as a complex and multi-layered one. While it is true that J.P. Morgan's CFO played a role in the decision, there are many other factors. Firstly, it's important to understand the context of the time. The late 19th century was a time of great innovation, particularly in the field of electricity. Both Edison and Tesla were pioneers in this field, but they had a very different approach. Edison was a proponent of direct current, DC electricity, with Tesla campaigning alternating current AC. At this time, there was a great debate over which system was better, and Edison was fiercely protective of his own DC system. He was sent so far as to launch a public smear campaign. You hear this right, guys, a public smear campaign against AC, alternative current, even go as far as to electrocute animals using AC to demonstrate its supposed danger. Morgan was a suave businessman who saw the potential for great profit in the bargaining electricity industry. He recognized that Edison's DC system had many advantages, particularly in the field of lighting, and so he threw his support behind Edison. However, it's true that Morgan's CFO Charles Batchelor played a key role in the decision. Batchelor had a long-standing relationship with Edison. He was instrumental in convincing Morgan of Edison's potential. Batchelor also played a role in one of the most infamous events in the rivalry between Edison and Tesla. In 1888, Tesla patented an AC motor, which was far more efficient than Edison's DC motors. However, Edison refused to acknowledge the superiority of Tesla's invention and launched a campaign to discredit it. Batchelor was a key figure in this campaign, and he played a role in persuading the New York Board of Electric Control to reject Tesla's AC system. And in the end, Morgan's support proved crucial in Edison's victory over Tesla. However, it's important to remember that there were many factors at play, and the rivalry between Edison and Tesla was a complex and multifaceted one. So clearly you can see money and connections just played more of a role in the early ages of that. But other than that, it just goes to show you that money rules all, ladies and gentlemen. It's clear the AC is way more superior than a direct current. But when you have money and certain ties and political power, well, I guess it can just sway the pendulum. But other than that, I just want to show you all that this isn't new news, ladies and gentlemen. Certain technology and stuff like that has been talked about for decades now. And we're just now, feel like we're now just rediscovering things. But anywho, this article was very interesting, and hopefully it doesn't get pushed in the back burner as much as other things. And like another example when it came to DC and the AC current. But technology is booming at a fast pace, ladies and gentlemen, and be aware now, there's technologies out there that certain groups don't want you to know. Like this article, for instance. It's not pushed on the main news articles. I don't see it on MSNBC, CNBC, you know, the locals, the common ones. It's not because it's put in the back burner, and it's up to us to just find this, but hopefully they pursue this. I really hope they pursue this, and we see another interview and a little more of an update to see this come to light. But anywho, like I said before, more videos will be on the way. I appreciate the wait, everybody. Nothing but bangers, man. But just be aware. Remember, critical thinking is always a big thing on my channel. So, other than that, what did you guys think of this article? What do you just talk in the comments section? What do you guys think about Tesla in the battle with the AC and the DC current? I mean, like the AC is used a lot today, as I showed you earlier. But thank you again all for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you.